Test, 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 test. Test, test, test. When I finished school, many of my classmates went abroad because it was always the goal to go somewhere that was not Germany. They did exchanges. They went to the US to spend like half a year in high school there. And many of them saved a very long time to get the money to actually go abroad. Not me. I remember when I was, I think in 7th or 8th grade, there was an exchange happening with France. So with a French school. And initially I had applied to also do the exchange, but I decided to opt out last minute. My teacher was trying to convince me to still go, but I just was not comfortable to leave, well, my home basically, or to spend time in my home with a stranger. When I then got to university, people went to solo travel and they did crazy backpacking travels. They went abroad to Asia with friends. They planned all these very long trips. Not me. Again, not me. I never had the urge to actually go abroad. It kind of changed a bit then when I got older because I started going on vacation, on holiday, to beautiful countries with my friends, with my partner, with my family. And I really enjoyed doing that for sure. But there was still not an inch in my body that wanted to solo travel. Until last year, about a year ago, I started seeing videos of the Camino de Santiago, on my For You page on TikTok. And it was very interesting because the second I saw those videos, I had an internal knowing that I was going to do this. That this was something I wanted for myself, that I wanted to prove for myself, and that it was time. I started the travel with knowing that, again, I wanted to prove something to myself. I wanted to prove that I would be able to finish this by myself, on my own, without needing anyone, and that I was actually capable of walking 280 kilometers through Portugal and Spain for 2 weeks, not knowing where I was going to sleep, not knowing what was going to happen, not knowing how my body would react, but knowing for sure that I was gonna reach my goal. And I did, and it was a very beautiful travel. It was half shit and half great, so that's about that. And initially I really wanted to film a video for you guys with all my learnings and insights I learned during this 2 weeks. And then I decided against it because I had learned all these things, like you have to live in the morning. Because I had learned all these things. You have to live in the moment. You have to try new things. You are capable of so much more than you think you are. A classic, this too shall pass. There's always periods in life where things are really bad, but there will always come a time where all of this would make sense again. But you know what? You have heard all of this before. And I know that none of this will land if I tell you the insights right now. None of this will actually stop moving you. None of this will actually bring you forward. You will maybe hear it, you will feel inspired for a second, but will it actually change something in your life? I don't think so. Sometimes you'll see people doing something that makes them really happy, and you think that if you do the exact same thing, it will make you very happy. And I want to tell you that that may not be the truth. And that you cannot push yourself to do things that you seriously do not want to do. And you cannot push yourself to do things that aren't yours. So I want to take this moment, sit you down, and I want you to ask yourself, what is something my heart is actually yearning for? Is there something I wanted to do for a very long time, but I never did? Because I think that because other people are doing their things, that this is what I should be aiming for in my life as well. Is there something that you loved as a child that you kind of just lost because life happened? I want to say, if you don't feel it, you don't have to do things. And I'm not saying, oh, I don't feel going to the gym today. Yes, you go. Okay. I mean, there's sometimes very big life choices where it doesn't help getting advice from other people. Other people's dreams and goals don't have to be yours. And it really helps to shut those voices off every once in a while, to focus on what your heart says. So this is a very short video, a very short one, because I literally just have this one message for you. You are literally flowing through life and you are always adapting. And if at one point you feel like, oh, I want to solo travel, then you go solo travel. But if that is not what you want to do, then fucking don't do it. Look, the past year I have grown so much, and I totally believe that going for a solo travel was part of that. However, you could do the whole thing and feel nothing. You could do the whole thing and fucking hate it. And this is not what we aim for, right? If you have something else, however, that is calling for you, that you feel in your heart you always wanted to do, take this as a sign for you to take that step. Because life is too short. And I guarantee you, if you take the leap, if you take the risk, if you actually go for it, it might suck at times, but the feeling afterwards cannot be described, cannot be matched. And there's one other thing I want to stop you from, and that is consuming everyone else's experiences, everyone else's life stories, without you creating your own ones. Because there's nothing that will help you as much to grow, to evolve, than to experience something on your own, to experience life yourself. And that is it.